There's a hidden threat lurking in your kitchen right now, one that most of us never even think twice about. It's not a mysterious toxin or a rare contaminant, but something far more familiar, woven into the fabric of our daily lives. In fact, you probably eat it every single day, sometimes at every meal, without realizing the impact it's having on your body and long-term health. It's hiding in your bread, your pasta, your breakfast cereals, and nearly every snack you reach for when you're hungry or in a rush. These foods feel comforting, even essential, warm, familiar, and satisfying. They're the staples we grew up with, the meals we share with family, and the treats we turn to for a quick pick-me-up. But beneath that comfort lies a hidden danger. This common ingredient is quietly undermining your health, linked to chronic diseases like diabetes, heart disease, and obesity, conditions that can steal years from your life and rob you of your vitality. It's not some exotic chemical with a complicated name. It's a staple food, stripped of its natural goodness, fiber, vitamins, minerals, all removed in the name of convenience and shelf life, then sold back to us as a modern necessity. Food manufacturers love it because it's cheap to produce, easy to store, and lasts for months on the shelf. But that's exactly what makes it so dangerous for our bodies. The more it's processed, the less nutrition it offers, and the more harm it can do. We're surrounded by it from childhood, taught to crave it, and told it's part of a balanced diet. It's in school lunches, family dinners, and even the foods marketed as healthy options. Yet, mounting evidence shows it's fueling some of our most serious health problems, contributing to rising rates of metabolic syndrome, inflammation, and even mental health issues. Imagine eating food that looks and tastes familiar, but with all the vital parts removed. A shell that fills you up for a moment, but leaves your body starving for real nutrition and energy. This is exactly what happens with this refined carbohydrate. White flour. It's been milled and bleached until it's nothing but empty calories, spiking your blood sugar and leaving you feeling drained. Instead of nourishing your body, it enters as a metabolic burden, forcing your system to work overtime and offering little in return. Over time, this can lead to fatigue, weight gain, and a host of other health issues. The story of white flour is one of profit over health, taking a perfect nutrient-rich grain and turning it into a hollow, harmful product that dominates our diets. Learning to identify this silent culprit is the first step to reclaiming your health, making better choices, and nourishing your body the way nature intended. The most dangerous carbohydrate isn't sugar, it's refined white flour. This powdery staple forms the base of most breads, pastas, cereals, and snacks. Labeled as wheat or enriched flour, it's what's left after the wheat grain is stripped of its bran and germ. Its most nutritious parts. What remains is pure starch, easy to digest and quick to spike your blood sugar. The process is done for shelf life, not health, removing fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Enriched flour adds back a few synthetic nutrients, but it's a pale imitation of the real thing. You can't replace the complex nutrition of whole grains with a handful of additives. Refined white flour is a nutritionally empty product with serious health consequences. Its widespread use is a silent driver of chronic disease. The journey from a sun-drenched wheat field to the flour in our kitchens is far more complex and far more destructive than most people realize. Wheat in its natural state is a powerhouse of nutrition, packed with fiber, vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats. But the story changes dramatically once it leaves the field. As soon as the wheat is harvested, it's loaded onto trucks and shipped to massive industrial facilities, where the transformation begins. The process that turns golden grains into white flour is nothing short of brutal. Inside these factories, powerful steel rollers pulverize the wheat, stripping away the fiber-rich bran and the nutrient-packed germ. What remains is just the starchy endosperm, which is then ground into a fine, pale powder. This powder, known as white flour, is a shadow of its former self. It's soft, shelf-stable, and easy to bake with, but it's lost almost everything that made wheat healthy in the first place. To make it even whiter and more appealing, manufacturers often treat it with harsh chemicals like chlorine gas or benzoyl peroxide. These bleaching agents don't just change the color, they can also alter the chemical structure of the flour. During this process, dangerous byproducts can form. One such compound is alloxan, a chemical so toxic it's used in laboratories to induce diabetes in test animals. These residues can linger in the flour we eat every day. The result of all this processing, up to 80% of the wheat's fiber and most of its essential vitamins and minerals are lost. What was once a nourishing whole food is now little more than empty calories. Eating foods made from white flour can cause rapid spikes in blood sugar, followed by crashes that leave us feeling tired and hungry again. It's a quick source of energy, but it doesn't satisfy or sustain us. This food-like substance is engineered for long shelf life and mass production, not for human health or nourishment. It fills supermarket shelves, but it doesn't fill our nutritional needs. White flour becomes the perfect blank canvas for manufacturers to add sugar, fat, and salt, the addictive trio that defines most processed foods and snacks. The end result is a product that doesn't just lack nutrition, it actively promotes inflammation, weight gain, and chronic diseases like diabetes and heart disease. Modern food processing has stripped away the life from wheat, turning a once nourishing grain into a health hazard that we should all think twice about before eating. Eating refined white flour is like eating pre-digested sugar. With the fiber gone, starch turns to glucose almost instantly, spiking your blood sugar. Your pancreas floods your body with insulin to cope, but over time, this leads to insulin resistance. The result? A direct path to type 2, diabetes, heart disease, and more. After the spike comes the crash, leaving you tired, irritable, and craving more carbs. This cycle of highs and lows drives overeating, weight gain, and constant metabolic stress. High blood sugar damages arteries, while high insulin promotes dangerous belly fat. A diet high in refined flour is a recipe for chronic disease. Refined white flour doesn't just harm your blood sugar, it disrupts your gut health. The fiber that feeds good gut bacteria is gone, starving your microbiome. Harmful bacteria take over, leading to digestive issues and inflammation. A compromised gut lining lets toxins leak into your bloodstream, triggering body-wide inflammation. This inflammation is linked to autoimmune diseases, Alzheimer's, and more. Refined flour foods are engineered to be addictive, overriding your body's fullness signals. You eat more, gain weight, and store more dangerous belly fat. It's a perfect storm for chronic illness. Refined white flour hides everywhere, not just in bread and cakes, it's a staple ingredient in countless foods, often lurking where you least expect it. Even if you think you're avoiding it, chances are it's still sneaking into your meals in subtle ways. It's in cereals, crackers, breaded foods, sauces, soups, and ready meals. Many processed foods rely on refined flour for texture and shelf life, making it a common but hidden part of our daily diets. To avoid it, you need to become a label detective. This means taking a closer look at every packaged food you pick up, even those that seem healthy at first glance. Look for wheat flour, enriched flour, or just flour. If it doesn't say whole, it's refined. Manufacturers often use clever wording, so don't be fooled by healthy-sounding names. Multigrain often just means multiple refined grains. Unless the label specifically says 100% whole grain, you're likely still getting refined flour. Even rustic foods, like pizza bases, bagels, and tortillas, are usually made with refined flour. These foods may look hearty, but appearances can be deceiving. Most commercial pasta is refined too. Unless it's labeled as whole wheat, or made from alternative grains, it's best to assume it's refined. Eating out. Assume the bread, buns, and noodles are refined unless stated otherwise. Restaurants rarely use whole grain options unless you specifically ask. Ask for whole wheat options or choose dishes based on vegetables, legumes, or brown rice. Don't hesitate to request substitutions or modifications to make your meal healthier. Making conscious choices at restaurants is as important as at home. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to spot refined flour and opt for better alternatives. It's about shifting from passive eating to active, informed choices. When you know what to look for, you gain control over your nutrition and your health. Don't be afraid to ask questions, your health is worth it. Most restaurants are happy to help if you let them know your preferences. Every small swap adds up to big health benefits. Over time, these mindful decisions can transform your diet and your well-being, one meal at a time. The good news? Nature offers a better way: whole grains. Whole grains keep the bran, germ, and endosperm, delivering fiber, vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats. They come in many forms: brown rice, quinoa, barley, oats, millet, farro, and even air-popped popcorn. Switching to whole grains slows digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, and keeps you full longer. You feed your gut bacteria, reduce inflammation, and lower your risk of chronic disease. Whole grains are linked to longer, healthier lives. The variety is endless. Explore new grains and recipes. The benefits start as soon as you make the switch. It's one of the most powerful changes you can make for your health. Transitioning away from refined flour is easier than you think. Start by swapping white bread for 100% whole wheat or whole grain bread. Check the label for whole as the first ingredient. Replace white pasta with whole wheat and white rice with brown, black, or wild rice. For pizza, choose whole wheat bases or make your own. In baking, substitute at least half the white flour with whole wheat or oat flour. For thickening sauces, try pureed beans or lentils instead of white flour. Rethink snacks. Swap crackers and biscuits for fruit, nuts, veggie sticks, or air-popped popcorn. Each swap boosts your fiber and nutrients while cutting out the dangerous carb. These small changes build a foundation for lasting health. The more you replace, the better you'll feel. Your body will thank you with more energy and resilience. The evidence is clear. Refined white flour is a major driver of chronic disease. It destabilizes blood sugar, fuels inflammation, and starves your body of real nutrition. But you have the power to change your health story. Start today. Read labels, choose whole grains, and skip the refined snacks. Share this knowledge with friends and family. Most people don't realize the harm in their daily bread. Lead by example. Cook with whole grains. Show how delicious healthy eating can be. Every meal is a chance to vote for your health. Don't let your well-being be eroded by empty calories. Make the commitment, ditch refined flour, and embrace whole foods. You'll gain energy, clarity, and a lower risk of disease. The choice is yours. Choose health. Choose life.